So I was just editing this video and I realized that it's going to be posted on my birthday, which is pretty cool. Happy birthday to me! But yes, so I thought I would add in this little clip at the start just so you all knew for some reason. So you could say happy birthday to me? I don't know. Anyway, it's time for the video, so please enjoy. Dahlia here, welcome to my channel. Last week I uploaded the All Hallows Right tag. This week is all about how your character impacts your story. This section is pretty important because it tells you whether your character is important enough to be in the story or whether they should just be turfed. Or maybe your character has a stronger role than you thought, leading them to become the main character rather than a secondary character. Before I get into the video, I want to talk about my new project. Currently it's unnamed and still in the planning process, but I'm really excited about it. And I can provide an elevator pitch. With her mother suffering from a chronic cough and inability to breathe, her father working himself to death, and her sister illegally selling her body, Glyantha has no other option than to volunteer for the biannual survival competition. But this year the Dominion has a new rule. Entrants are allowed to scientifically enhance themselves. With the stakes stacked against her, can Glyantha win the money and medication necessary to save her family? I am super excited to start writing this book. Anyway, let's get into the video. Number 1. Character's role in the story. In most cases, this would be obvious, like the protagonist or the antagonist, but others need some thought. Your character's archetype can actually give you a huge helping hand when it comes to this question, because if your character is the sage, then they're probably going to be partially a mentor. Maybe they're the character's best friend and sidekick, or maybe they're the clown that eases the tension for the reader. Number 2. Short-term goals. Your character's goals and motivations should change and shift throughout the entirety of your novel. But this is where you should list all their short-term goals. The ones that are relevant. What I mean by relevant is that they actually affect the plot. If your character's ambition is to become a doctor so she can heal her mother, but there's this annoying teacher who keeps getting in the way, a short-term goal might be reporting him to the school. If she succeeds in getting him fired, he might come back with a vengeance. This way your character's goals will change again. Number 3. Long-term goals. If the teacher from the last point does come back, perhaps he makes her life a living hell by harassing her. This could make her extremely anxious, which means she might have to drop out of her studies. If this happens, then there is a slight little change to her long-term goal of potentially finding a cure for her mother. Perhaps she goes to the police and reports this freak and they lock him away. Then, once she's stable enough, she can return to her studies. If your character's goals don't shift or change within the course of your novel, your story might seem dull or predictable. Number 4. Defining moment. Each character important enough to have their time in the spotlight deserves their own defining moment. Perhaps they kick the winning goal, or stop the protagonist from dying. Whatever the case may be, let them shine. Number 5. Greatest achievement. What is the most important thing that your character has ever done? It could be something simple like getting their first job, or something extravagant like saving the world from a dragon. If their greatest achievement occurs within the novel, this could also be their defining moment. Number 6. Greatest fail. Maybe your character was the one that unleashed the dragon in the first place. Think of the worst thing that your character has done, something that makes them feel ashamed or guilty or really poorly. What I'm getting at here is that your characters need to have a past, just like you or I do. Knowing your characters will mean that your story resonates with the audience. Number 7. Important past events. What events in your character's life led to this moment? Our actions affect our future. Just like in the Terminator, Sarah Connor's actions affect the entire future of the entire world. Your character's actions don't have to be as dramatic as that. Maybe your character was with her boyfriend and couldn't help the protagonist pick out a prom dress. This means that in the future, maybe the protagonist won't rely on her for any advice, or really for anything. This could cause a shift in the friendship and change the world and her future. Number 8. Enemies and their impact. Who are your character's enemies? This doesn't have to mean the antagonist. It could be the character's new stepbrother. Your character isn't perfect and someone's gonna hate them just because they're them. So when you've chosen the enemy, now how does that enemy impact the story? Perhaps this character has to dump her boyfriend because her new stepbrother's about to tell their parents, and the parents don't approve of this boyfriend. This also ties in with goals and motivations. Number 9, secret and impact. Every character has a secret, something they haven't told the others around them. It may not be for anything bad, it could just be because they don't find it relevant. What's your character's secret? Perhaps they are the leader of a religious cult, but they are also a vampire. What would happen if the people found out? Depending on how they felt about vampires, I'm assuming that they would be scared, and then this leader would no longer be the leader. They would be shunned or kicked out or just anything. They wouldn't have their little congregation anymore, or they wouldn't be welcome. Number 10, treasured possession. We all have an object that we love or that we find lucky. My treasured possession is my laptop, but not for the reasons that you might think. Before my grandfather passed away, he actually bought that for me, and it's what I write all my stories on. So what's important to your character? Is it a ruby ring that their grandmother gave them? Is a notebook full of story ideas? Maybe it's the hair tie that they wore when they passed their exams. Maybe it even impacts the story. What if the character lost their notebook full of story ideas? Number 11. What is something that they always carry? If your character is a cop, maybe they have a gun. If your character is a princess, maybe she has a parasol. Depending on the genre of your story, your character could carry a lot of different things. Not only does this potentially give your character a quirk, it also makes you question who they are and why they belong in your story. So that concludes part 11 of my creating a character series. It's crazy that this series ends within the next episode. One more section, and it was kind of the reason that I started this writing channel, which is kind of crazy. It feels like I've been doing this for so long. But I'm really excited to move on to the next series, which I will reveal in the next episode. If you have any questions or want me to cover a specific topic, please drop a comment below. Remember to like, share, comment and subscribe if you like this video and you want to see more. I post writerly videos on Thursdays, and next week I will be completing my creating a character series with number 12. The topic being your character's voice or views. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye!